Fog Racing back with another vid. It's time to preview the third round of the F1 2022 season. But there's a couple of bits of news before we get stuck in. Sebastian Vettel returns and also 4 DRS zones at the Australian Grand Prix. Thoughts on Seb?
I could not give a fuck about Seb.
I know.
You know what? I think he's the most overrated champion of all time. I'm not saying he's the worst champion of all time, but I think he's the most overrated because for the 4-year spell, people were making him out if he was like the best ever.
God tier.
People making him out as if he was unbeatable, and he just is not, right. Back then I still said Alonso was better than Vettel. I probably thought Hamilton was better than Vettel, and looking now, I would still say that. I mean, I think Button would beat Vettel over a C. I think Button is a bit underrated, like.
Yeah, like the more I look at that, Rosberg and that Red Bull wins those titles.
I think Rosberg's better than. I genuinely believe Rosberg's better than Vettel.
I do, yeah. I do. Honestly, like, I really, really do. I think you get laughed at, but maybe. Well, I say you get laughed at. See, like, maybe say after Rosberg retires, you might. But see, since then, like, Vettel's stock has just nosedived. Couple of decent years at Ferrari, but since Big Charles Leclerc stepped in after a few bottle jobs here and there, Vettel's stock is doing. I think Stroll probably beat him this season. I mean, Aston Martin will struggle to score points, but when they finish a race, you never know. Hulkenberg is hulking out.
You know what, maybe that's a video we'll make. Maybe we'll make a video that go into deeper context, Rosberg versus Vettel. But let us know down below, guys, in the comments, who do you think is better?
And also, if you like a classic season review, leave us down below. But also, 4 DRS zones, I feel like that's a wee bit overpowered.
Yeah, no, I mean, it literally could be, you know, you're overtaken in the first and set. I mean, you could literally get cars that are swapping positions like 3 or 4 times each lap. Because there's 4, I mean, I don't know, to me it's overkill. I think 2 is more plenty. I can maybe understand 3, you know?
I guess we've got 3 bits in this, because of course they've changed the track layout, so there's no chicane. Which is probably why they've added one.
See the bit where there's no chicane? I don't think you need DRS there, do you? The fact there's no chicane, do you really need a DRS in there?
Tell you what, like, this will be a really fun track now driving the game. I always liked Australia, but I hate that chicane. Only part of the track.
I was always good at Australia, but like, I lost a lot of time there.
I know Sector 3 is more technical, but I think Sector 3 was brilliant when you got it right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with that chicane,
I very rarely got it.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
I maybe got that chicane right, like maybe
you
twice out of 58 laps.
You get that chicane wrong, and it means the next bit you're constantly losing time down the straight, and you need to absolutely send it to the next couple of chicanes,
and then you end up kind of losing it because you're having to overpush.
Exactly, that's pretty much what happened, guys. But
no, see that that chicane, I literally lost about 6 times there.
I know.
I just don't say you can lose. Even when I thought I took it okay, I was losing a shitload of time.
I know.
Again, I think it's. I don't want to get carried away. I'm talking about F1 2020 or F1 games in general, but I do think there is some design flaws in some games. I think there's corners where you can take it a lot better than the AI, and I think there's corners where the AI can take it a lot better than you.
Yep, that's the bottom line. Slow speed corners of the the AIs.
But it's funny we say that, but see the next 2 corners in that Australia.
Yeah.
If you get that right, you gain a lot of time.
On the AI, definitely.
But there's a lot of risk there because you can easily get that wrong and end your race, which I've done a few times. Like. That's why they made flashbacks. But anyway, let's get on to the F1 2022 Australia Grand Prix preview. Big weekend in my opinion for Sergio Perez. Not because he's underperformed that badly, but I think the last race, you know, it's very hard on him. He obviously DNF'd in the first. And I think it'll be good for his confidence, I think, to bounce back strong here and maybe get on the podium. Not expecting him to win, but I think maybe get on the podium. Sainz as well. I think it's a big weekend for both.
I'm not saying Perez won't qualify for Verstappen again this season, but I don't see him doing it back to back. And I feel like when he gets pole and Verstappen gets 4th, he needs to beat him.
Yeah, because I mean, if he can't beat, yeah. But it wasn't his fault. Let's be real. I mean, I think he would have won.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Red Bull were quicker in Saudi, and I feel like if that safety car. But I mean, it's again, Red Bull shouldn't have pitted him.
I don't think you can really blame Red Bull, can you?
No, but I don't think there was a need to.
Yeah, my main reason is because I think even if he did undercut Perez, I think Red confident they could overtake Ferrari on the track.
I know.
And it's not even that. I mean, they pitted Perez and he didn't even have enough time to beat out Russell. It'd be different if he was coming out in clear air.
And also, at this track, the likelihood of safety cars...
It's high.
Well, Saudi, not Australia, obviously, but yeah. Perez gets shafted, but he needs a good weekend. Definitely. Another man that needs a good weekend, Lewis Hamilton.
I think you can make a case where, just before we get on to Lewis Hamilton, if the Red Bull wanted to pit first, why not pit Verstappen first?
I know.
But then again, if they don't pit Perez, maybe Leclerc pit. I mean, see, F1, sometimes it's you just do the opposite, you know? So sometimes Red Bull have probably... Ferrari said they were going to do the opposite of Red Bull, so therefore Red Bull kind of have to do the opposite of Ferrari by pitting, because they thought... They were trying to cover them, but if you're in second, you just do the opposite, don't you?
Okay. You do the opposite. That's what Ferrari did and they won.
We're saying Red Bull looked dumb. We're saying Red Bull looked dumb, but... I mean, what if Red Bull don't pit and then Leclerc pits that lap? There's no crash from Latifi, and then Perez pits the next lap and gets beat out by Leclerc and doesn't manage to overtake him on track.
Exactly.
No, then we're saying, oh well, why didn't they cover the pit? You know, so it's all fucking ifs and buts and roundabouts, isn't it?
Aye, talking about roundabouts, Lewis Hamilton, 16 points already, 29 points off the championship leader, and I expect that gap to get bigger. He's out the title hunt. He's done. It's over.
He's finished.
Mercedes.
It's time to go.
In no man's land. I feel like in Australia, since it's 4 DRS zones, they took out a chicane. There's more straights. That's only going to affect this Mercedes.
I just think Mercedes are lucky to be where they are. I mean, 38 points, I think, is more the points than they should have at this stage of the season.
Yeah. I mean, they basically got guaranteed 2 Red Bull DNFs, which is gifted them at. You know, and other shit as well in Saudi. I mean, see, like Hamilton got 10th and only like 12 cars finished.
I know they're making it to be a good drive, was it really?
Shit.
See, with Alonso and Bottas and all that shit, I mean, Hamilton...
You wouldn't even got fucking points.
You got the other points.
Fucking Ricardo probably would have beat him.
No. So there you go.
I mean, absolutely mental. But yeah, Hamilton needs a good weekend. Mick Schumacher needs a good weekend. Nicholas Latifi...
He ain't going to have a good weekend, so there's no point even...
No, he needs one, but he's not going to have it.
No point going there,
So we'll dive into our predictions right here. We'll do quali, top 5 and top 10 in the race. Qualifying, you go first. Boom, boom, boom.
I'm going to say... I actually think Leclerc will get pole.
Boom.
I'm going to go Leclerc pole. I'm going to go Ferrari 1-2.
Damn.
Verstappen third, Perez fourth, Hamilton fifth. I think Hamilton will bounce back and get fifth this weekend.
Boom, right, I'm going Sainz. Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Hamilton. I feel like Hamilton's probably nailed on for fifth here. Not nailed on, but I feel like he needs to. Danny Rick, what's he going to do in his home Grand Prix? Probably hee-haw, because the guy just seems done. But anyway, top 10 in the race. 10th up the top or bottom to 10?
Fuck, it's probably easier to go from
top to bottom.
Aye.
Alright, I'll go. Gonna go with Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Alonso, Russell, Magnussen, Ocon, Bottas. Is that my top 10? I think that is. I believe that is my top 10.
I think you only said 9 there, but...
No, I did. I named the top 3 teams and then 4 others. 2 Alpine, Bottas and Magnussen, so...
Alrighty. I'm going to go...
I was going to maybe throw Danny Rick in there for the home point, but he's not that good.
I'm going to go Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, Perez, Hamilton, Russell, Alonso, Magnussen, Ocon, Bottas.
Boom.
That's my top 10 now.
That's his top 10. But I'll tell you what, guys, it'll be interesting to see how long Ferrari and Red Bull can keep it clean. Because I feel like with Leclerc and Verstappen, it's just inevitable.
Well, how long until... That's it. Who'll score the first points? Austin Martin or Williams?
I think it'll be Aston Martin.
Would you bet your life on it?
No.
Well, the only thing is, Williams have only really got one guy that can score points. He's not that good.
I feel like Aston Martin's the better car. And I feel like on their day, Stroll and Vettel are just better than Albon, of course. So
a lot of people would say you're an idiot for saying that. Stroll's better than Albon.
I thought I was going to say Vettel. Aye, but
I mean, as much as I dislike Vettel, I'm not going to say he's not better than fucking
Yeah, I know.
Albon. Like that.
But that's it for our predictions, guys. Practice is on during the night, so this guy will probably refer it, won't he?
Oh, aye. I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Just like X-Pac. Sean Waltman. I was there, man.
I was there.
If you don't get the reference, sorry.
Take a seat, Sean.
No.
Anyway, though, that'll do it for this video. We'll be back with loads of vids over the weekend with the F1. Early starts for the F1. It seems like the first time since 2019, the Japanese Grand Prix. But until then,
Peace!
yeah.